Kia ora e te whānau. Well, here she is. I've never made one before. I got it out of my own head, but there might be some out there. I haven't seen them on YouTube. It's called a topsy-turvey journal. That's what I've decided to call it. You know when you had those dolls and it might have had Cinderella as a pauper down the bottom, and then Cinderella in a beautiful dress when you flipped her upside down and the bottom of her dress came inside out. So why I did this is because when I did my last journal and I was trying to balance that feminine masculine for the remembrance journal, I thought, what if, because I've got two very important family members in my life, my son and my mum, and I'd love to put them in a journal together. So I thought, why not make one side for my mum and one side for my son. So let's get into her. She is massive. It is one journal. The second one I've ever made, the first one was Arabella, that I wouldn't mind keeping myself. This is my style. This is exactly what I want. So as well as her being huge and a double-sized journal, you can see how big she is. She's got a 7-centimetre spine there. As well as her being huge, she has an awful lot of work in her, like 140 plus pages in it. So please don't be too surprised at the price. I've put a price on her that I can, like Arabella, bear to let her go. If it continues me on my journey of this junk journaling process, then I will let her go. And you never know, I always think someone might need her more than me. You might have parents that have passed or something really special, a love story between mum and dad, I don't know, and I would be happy to let her go then. So she opens both sides the same way. That just turns there, and you do have to give her a little bit of a push. The clasp there is embossed leather, and I've just hand stitched around the edges. And when we open her up, I've put a lot of cowboy comics in because I could get away with making this side more masculine than the one that needed the balance. So I've just put a little 1 cent up there. That's money that no longer exists for us. We cannot use them anymore, I don't think. I've just put a postcard in there because that one is from father, so I thought that was quite fitting. And then just some note paper, because you're going to need to, there's the cowboy western pages through there, and you're going to need to stick bits and pieces on them in order to write on them. Although I've made this for me, just in case she does sell, I have stuffed her full of ephemera so that you can take that ephemera out and put your own stuff in, or that's what I will do. I'll put photos of my son, and all of these little pieces will come out, but also that if you're going to spend this much on a journal, you want some genuine ephemera in there as well. So and you guys like seeing it, so just some more note paper there. And that is the Western Telegraph Company from 1942. And there is a genuine old letter in there too from 1954. That's one of Rita's letters to Harry. And some very old vintage, not antique obviously, blue paper. And then I have just put some of my gel printed copied paper through with my printer, and I've die cut the leaves out of there, and then backed the pocket and sewn around the edges, backed the pocket with that gel printed paper. Bit of leather on this side. There's that's gel printed there, that's not a copy though, and some good writing space. Again, I'd put either a photo on here so that this is just a cool background, or a piece of coffee dyed note paper there. And just, this isn't a real postcard, it's just one to write on, and I've popped a real stamp on it. And all copy dyed paper, bit of hessian, just little touches here and there. Little tuck spot, and an old Bell tea card. Lots of little charms. It's a chess piece, the knight. A couple of genuine old photos. Just a bit of interest on the page so that when I'm writing down there a story or a memory, it's got something interesting there. Tried to make sure that all the pages that I used were kind of masculine as well, just in case you want to make one of these. So this is from the photographic journal, 1936 I believe. Nope, 1899. And that's a really good idea of what I would do with all these pages. Just stick a little bit of rough paper on there so that I can write on it as well. This is, believe it or not, from 1952, this envelope. It's got the stamp up there, and then I've just filled that with little bits of paper, again to write on, tea dye, do whatever you like with it. I would just make them into bits and pieces like that. So please tell me in the comments if you've seen one of these, and direct me to a link if there's a video on it, because I'd love to see how someone else has their take on this kind of journal. That's my gel printing again. Any papers that I've used, I'll point them out. They are available on my website. That there is a stamp that I hand carved. Just some old vintage pocket reckoner. I love these. I don't know why. And an old receipt from 1962, and another very old postcard, but I've tried to put blank ones into this one so that they can be used for journaling space rather than for ephemera and interest. And at least they've still got interest because I've got a cool picture on them. Here's this cowboy comic. That's quite old too. Oh, I just can't remember the date. Earlier than 50s, I know that much. And just an old cabinet card in there of a gentleman. That kind of fits perfectly. This is one of my dad's favourite. He loved the little Western comics like this, and this is the title page of the Silver Dollar. I asked him if he had any that he had double ups of, and the Silver Dollar was one of them, so he let me have that. This is just a couple of old receipts from 1943. I thought those were quite interesting. And a nice big journaling card there with writing space on the back. That is the copy of a gel print that I did for this journal. I quite like the way it came out printed, so I might turn that into a pack. That is the gel printed version of that piece, so that's genuine, and that's how the copy came out. So yeah, I thought it was quite cool. We've got a little ship's wheel on there, another little cluster. And this one here, again, tried to keep it quite masculine. Just a little cluster again with some fibred paper and a little charm on there. This is genuine ledger paper, and you've just got some little bits of paper to write on there. This is just a shiny postcard that I don't like shiny, so I covered it in some tissue paper and Mod Podged it and put a bit of dye on the background so that that's now a little journaling space. This book is very old. It is from the Australian Boys Annual, and it's beautiful thick paper. And on the other side there's, I think, how to make a kite, I think it was. Yep, new kites. This was fun. So this one here, slide that across, and then you can pull that guy out of there. Now that is genuine. It's on paper though, but it's really pretty, the view. I haven't copied that one. It is real. So yeah, hopefully you'll get a few ideas out of this as well as watching the flip through. Just little masculine touches here and there. This is out of my shelved Victorian album project. I should probably just delete that playlist because I didn't go anywhere with it, as you may have noticed, but I am going to finish the blue journal for you. I'll make sure that's a finished series. And I've just put acetate in here and a photo there. Trains, I thought that would be quite cool. Might jog some memories about dads, parents, partners. I know if it was me, it would have a memory of a photo of Lau on this little miniature train here that I've got, and then the memory of it there. And these do slide out as well, so you could slide a little hidden memory in between them as well. Just some more dangles. This is just a little page of pockets. It's just got a little slide that I made. This is where I live, Palmerston North, but does not look like that anymore. It's a genuine little photo card. And then just some, not genuine, just little bits that you could write on, little sticker coupons and bits and pieces that you could write little memories on. Like I might stick an old piece of sellotape across there and it might have a little memory on the back of it, so that, because you know me, I like my hidden stuff. I don't like it to be in plain sight. That's the other side of the envelope, just a little key and a bead on there. And an old receipt for the Southern Weighing Station Inspection Bureau, 1945. So yeah, lots of bits that you could, if someone does really want this, you can pull them out. It will make the journal a little bit smaller and make room for your memories, and then you won't feel guilty about using them in a journal. Just a little threepence there. Writing space, journal number 23, and that does undo, and you do have writing space on the back of that as well. It's just a genuine stamp that I made into a tab. Little window pocket just with genuine stamps and bits and pieces in there. And another receipt. Recibo de telegramma. I butchered that, I bet you. I believe that's 1941. Some of the things don't need explanation. This is another one that I thought was quite cool, so you wouldn't even know this was there. You've got writing space there, and you've got writing space on the back of the postcard, and then that quite snugly just fits back in there so that you wouldn't even know it was there. See, that's just the back of this. That would make a really cool place to put a photo or some note paper and put a memory on there. That's the gel printing again. So what I did, and I might do this in the blue journal so that you can see how I did it. This is actually a playing card, really huge one, and the tag that I made out of it, that is a playing card. So they're massive. I mean, I'd never seen anything like them. They're from Austria, but you can see that it's a playing card in there. And I put those on my gel plate. So I covered my gel plate how I wanted to. Then I put the playing cards, 2 on each. And so I got 2 big playing cards that were gel printed and a page that had a border around it. Which, yeah, I thought was quite cool. So in here, this is genuine. I'm going to guess 1940, 14th of March. Just lots of little cool bits and pieces in here, especially in this side of the masculine one. This one's quite plain. genuine little cigarette card, and just some old writing paper out of a notebook. And then this is, they're not real rulers obviously, but they're just a print, but then I put them onto mat board and then I sliced them all out individually and then I resined them all individually. So that's how I did that cover, if you're wondering. And this whole book here comes out, so you just undo that, and that's what the ribbon is on the spine here. So yeah, that one could completely come out, especially if you're running out of room. And I have left it quite blank other than the pocket in the front, just because that gives you the option of heaps more room. And an old, genuine old Sara-Lee card. So all of those three there are genuine. And then just some pretty background paper. Look really cool with a photo on it. And like I say, apart from it being like rust dyed, coffee dyed, or textured, I have left this reasonably blank, with exception to this guy that just has another little journal in it, and it does match the other side, so you could put it in the other side of the journal as well if you wanted to. That's why it's just tucked in there. So yeah, this one is coffee tea dyed but reasonably blank, so you can really do what you want. You could rip the pages out and stamp them, lines on them, and use them throughout the journal. Or that is not genuine there, and just faux dyed yellow tape, but lots of pages in there. That's genuine photo though. And then at the back we've got, that's from 1899, the Australian Photographic Journal. Another receipt there, all the way from Texas, 1970, and just a piece of that really cool from the boys annual, because it's aged, it's nice and thick, and it's, yeah, I thought someone might want to pull that out of there and use some of it in another journal. And then we've got the end of part one. And this is just the vintage hanky that I've used as the divider between the two. And you've just got lots of little stickers and bits that I've just put in there that you could use to decorate. So then we close her up. Sorry about the long video. I thought about doing this in two parts, but I thought, oh, just do it in one. Again, opens the same way. You've just got lots of different layers of crochet, bit of leather up here. I just use leather remnants because, I mean, they've been used in the industry anyway. I'm just using the scraps, so I guess that's keeping in tune with a junk journal. Muslin, flowers, and yeah, I showed you that all the three signatures have been beaded, and then that one is the book that comes out all on its own. So again, just opens exactly the same way as the front one. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope some of you haven't seen this before. And on the front cover, you've just got this journal belongs to, and writing space on the back as well. And that kind of just hides there. And then up here, this is one of those swing tags, and there's writing space on the back of that guy, and just a couple of non-genuine, but you could put them anywhere in the journal to just make a bit of interest on one of those pages that's just a book page at the moment. That's what I intend to do. And lots of pretty pages that don't have a lot on them, just so that there is heaps of room to write memories and things. Just a little tag. I made that tassel, and some perfectly coloured genuine stamps on there as well on a tag. And in here, just some note paper again. That is genuinely vintage. It's from that doctor's notes notepad that I always use. That's not genuine. It's just something to use either in this journal or pull out and put in your next one. Lots of little bits and pieces over here. Gorgeous little playing card. I got a couple of these from Margaret, bless her. She gave me some really cool stuff. Note paper, non-genuine advertisement. Rochelle gave me a few of these, so I thought that was quite cool. Lady lying in the sun, it's a negative. You could do something creative, more creative with that than what I've done by putting it in here. These are really old. They are pre-1900s, believe it or not. I got a whole stack of them at an antique auction. So that is the Gardener's Journal? I was just absolutely rapt to be able to get them. That's a hydrangea, massive flowers. They're the ones that have the flowers around the outside and then the teeny tiny little flowers on the inside. It's beautiful, and I managed to keep a bit of colour on that for now. So you've got writing space and just a pressed hydrangea there. Tried to keep all the, this is 1898, all the pages that I put in within the colour theme. Bit of wallpaper there, and in the little pocket you've just got a little, I believe that's a tea card, that one. Got those in the auction as well. And then I've just done a Fraser watercolour. My mum's a very good artist as well. Oh, and you'd be able to write on the back of that guy too. Or I will. So yeah, all of these pages, none of them are copies. They are all genuinely from the books that I got from that auction, and pretty much everything was either very, very early 1900s or pre-1900s. So I've just used a bit of the remnant leather there as well because it was just a perfect colour. And you've just got another pressed hydrangea laminated and some hand-dyed little note paper in there to write some special little memories on. And in here, genuine old receipt. One of those postcards that's just for you to do what you want with, or me. If it's me, I'm going to cover it. Don't like shiny, we know that. And I believe this came from Rochelle. Just a really cool old page from a recipe book. Oyster soup, onion soup, cauliflower soup. I like cauliflower soup. Eco-dyed paper. Not a copy. You can actually feel the imprints of the leaves in the paper. Just a little bead charm that I made. A couple of pieces of paper. And see, this is my journal, and these are so very delicate. I mean, that is 1903. But I'd just keep repairing it with yellowed tape. Yeah, I mean, I could cover it with Mod Podge as well, but I just keep, if it's mine. I mean, they're meant to look exactly like this, you know. They're junk journals. They're meant to age and look aged and age even more with us. This little Bell Tea, Choice of Tea token, and that one again is one of the plates from my genuine antique books. And you do have another little, you can slide something into behind the pocket as well. Showed you guys how to resin these tiles. There is a tutorial on that, and then you just open it up and you've got some blank writing space there as well. Another one of those little tiles. Love how that floral came out. It's just a little spot of interest on the page. And again, genuine, very, very old plate from a book. Perfect colours, and you've got writing space underneath there. Little charm that I made with a little bit of vintage lace. I love this page. I love how those colours came out. I didn't want to do anything to it. I thought they would look beautiful, just written on with maybe a little photo or something on there. Just another spot to write. I might tea dye that just so that it looks a bit older. I haven't put anything in this pocket, but there is a pocket there. I'm telling you, she is huge. So many pages in here. Just a little bit of trim. Yvonne does this kind of thing in her journals, and I just fell in love with how she puts the little thin piece of music paper over. So thank you, Yvonne, for inspiring me to do that. Just a little bit of the hand-dyed lace that I used the same dye with. Lots and lots of spaces to write. So you've got perfectly matched genuine old gift postcard in there, and then so you slide that out of there, you slide your bookmark. If you wanted to use it as a bookmark, I guess you could, and I've just done that in ballpoint pen. Space to write, and then that opens up and you've got even more space to write. Another little pen drawing there as well. So there should be a few new little ideas of closures and things, hopefully. So I always love it when people say that I've given them some ideas. This is just a side pocket, another perfectly coloured gift card, and then one to write on, and 3 little pockets with a little bit of writing paper in each one for a few little memories, and another tassel that I made there just to put on the charm. I didn't actually realise that that thread was that eggplanty tone until I made it into a tassel. I don't know if it's just taken on the colours of this book, or another little tile there. I believe that's the last one that I've put into this journal, and just a paper bag with some writing paper there. Another little postcard. That one's from Margaret. I don't like how things don't stay in belly bands, so you may have noticed that I usually paper clip them, and now, thanks to Caroline, my friend in the UK, I have antique gold paper clips, which I'm stoked about. You've all seen me do this. This is just one that matches the, I've got a tutorial on that if you haven't seen it. Just a few little pieces of paper to either rip up, turn into a cluster, put somewhere in the journal. I think we called it a Sara-Lee paper stacker. That was the recommendation. And just a little envelope flip out there, and got to use up all my purpley coloured things. I've got to say, I couldn't do a journal, and I knew I couldn't do a journal that colour purple, so this Moby colour is as close as I could get to doing a purple journal, but I did it. So let me know what you think. This is I just love this paper. It's just the fly page from another book, an antique book, but it's so pretty. Just little tags that you can write on. This pack is on my website. This is any of the prints pretty much are from, I've made them, so that's one of them. And on the side I just laminated another hydrangea, popped that in there, so you've got writing space on the back, or I do. Hand-dyed paper, and just a little tuck spot there with some more paper in it. Over here pocket made out of the eco-dyed paper with that's rag paper. It's got the little printing lines on it, and that's a little Language of Flowers book. And it's funny, if you feel some of these colours, I don't think this was originally coloured. I think the person that used to own that has coloured those in watercolour, which I think's really cool. And like I say, Mum's an artist, so that kind of thing fits perfectly. This is, I haven't aged that. That is a genuine old envelope. I'm not sure if I've got it didn't have a date on it. And you've just got an old plate from one of my antique books in there. See, lots of stuff that could be taken out and put into another journal. An old library card. We don't use those anymore. It's only from 1998. Lots of non-vintage bits and pieces in here, but lots of pockets and a little tuck spot up the top too. Yeah, so this was the arts review. So this is going to Mrs. Goodrick. Again, I try to theme things. My mum's quite creative. Another little genuine tea card there, and not genuine, but still very cool. Could stick that guy anywhere. The little pocket. That's one of mine. I've just done that in ballpoint pen again. Tried to draw some cosmos, and you do have the ability to pop something in there, and behind the black one, and in here as well. So you got 3 pockets there. Just a little tuck spot with an old Rolodex that I've stamped some lines onto. I've hand dyed all of these because I couldn't get the colour that I wanted, so I mixed one up. But still, hopefully lots of places to write, and lots of little pieces of note paper. Little brooch up there. Did I put anything? No, that's another pocket that's ready to be filled up, and that is the end of part 2. And in this one you've just got a little board card, and that's got a whole lot of goodies in it. It's got a couple of stamps and some stickers and words applique in there, and that's just a little surprise. And then you've just got another gift tag, and this guy does open up, and you've just got little writing space there. Now, I mean, you could put it up there as well, couldn't you? So yeah, let me know, have you seen one of these? Can you find me the link? Because I thought I'd come up with something new, and I love sharing new ideas because I hadn't seen it. But I mean, is anything that we ever do actually new? Probably not. It probably has been done. It's just a matter of whether it's out there on YouTube and giving us all some new ideas, isn't it? So there's the other side of the book that's upside down. So there she is. My second journal that I've made that I would actually think about keeping. Usually I love them, but I'm more than happy for them to go to a different home other than mine. But I will not be upset if she doesn't sell. But like I say, if someone has a need for her, then it was meant to be. And I will happily send her off and let her go and let her be loved and cherished by someone else. So until my next video, that's it. I hope you've had a really amazing Christmas, and it is New Year's Eve here, I believe, at the moment. Is it? I can't remember. Anyway, we over here in little old New Zealand will be the first to see 2025 in, so I'll let you know how the future is. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Love ya.